Look, we've all seen the statistics. Change management fails. Study after study finds that roughly 3/4 of the transformational initiatives do not succeed. There's a good reason for this. It's because change itself has changed. Now, back in 1975, the vast majority of corporate assets, more than 80%, were tangible assets. Things like real estate, factory, equipment. But by 2015, that had completely flipped. And now more than 80% of corporate assets were intangible assets. Things like patents, licensing, know-how, processes. So when the practice of change management first arose in the early 1980s, it was designed to address that first type of change. Somebody high up in the organization would decide to build a new factory or maybe launch a new product line. And change management was designed to help the rest of the organization understand and embrace the change so that they could feel a part of it and contribute to it. But if they didn't like the change, there wasn't much they could do about it. I mean, if the boss wanted to build a new factory or to launch a new product line, that's what was going to happen. But today, when change involves intangible assets, that means it involves what people think and what people do. And they have an incredible ability to resist that, and they often do. And that's why today we need to take a different approach to change. Simple fact is, you need to first address those sources of resistance. You need to anticipate resistance, and you need to build strategies to mitigate them. Because if you don't have a plan to overcome resistance, you're simply not being serious. And that's why change management often fails. But it's also how change management and change strategies can succeed. Because we know from decades of research that the tipping point for change is only about 10 to 20% participation. So we don't need to bring in everybody at once. We only need to build enough traction to get to that 10 to 20% tipping point. And that's how we build a strategy to make transformation succeed.